So I get locked up for that. In front of the whole school in the lunchroom.
Wow.
I get locked up for that. Not that I'm in here slinging weed, like, you know, but everybody's getting that idea that that's who I am now. You know what I'm saying? I'm the big drug dealer. I'm the guy in school serving everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I'm walking out in handcuffs like a G. Yeah. That's all right. I go into the pen, but I'm gonna be back.
You got your rep. You got your rep.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back. But you know, yeah. So that's really what happened. They locked me up. They took me to jail. I got in a fight in jail. After that, you know, they let me out. They suspended me from school. Then we had court. So I get to court, and you know, one of the things about being young and just really not understanding the system is like, I guess you would say like this is my first experience really dealing with a situation like that. And like, so the judge is like, Mr. Corley. I'm like, yes, sir. He's like, Mr. Corley, there's no one from the opposition here. And he looks at me just like that. He's like, now, you can choose either to say you're guilty or not guilty. But the other party isn't here to say anything about whether you are or whether you're not. But what I want to tell you is, be clear in what you're about to say when I ask you this question. Do you understand me? Is what he said. And I said, yes, sir. He's like, sir, you're being charged with simple possession of marijuana. How do you plead? You will not believe, bro. I told him, guilty. That judge said, damn it! Damn it, son! The party's not here. I was like, well, I had it.
Fuck that, I want my rep.
I said I had it.
My rep,
It was in my car. They found it in my car.
You're not about to take my stripes away from me, Judge. I'm a real nigga.
It's like, son, I got to give you 48 hours of community service. Damn it.
Oh,
man. Like, boom. So now I got a record.
He wasn't about to take your stripe from you.
I got a record. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, the point of that is though, is because at the time, you know, I wasn't even 18 yet. You know what I mean? And, you know, I didn't understand the law, how that worked. You know what I'm saying? I just knew that I got caught with some weed. It was caught with, you know, in my car, red-handed. So that was just one of the things that, you know, I just did just because I didn't know. So, like, you know, I caught the charge. You know, ended up having to graduate an alternative way, you know. And, you know, I didn't want to give up on my dream of making video games because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a software creator. I wanted to create video games. I wanted to be, you know, a graphic artist in the nature of that. And so I decided to enroll into tech college, try to get, you know, my degree, my associate's degree, and then have my GPA, you know, good enough so I can go to college. Blah, blah, blah. And so that first semester, you know, it was going well, you know, I was learning everything. Everything was looking good. And then December came and I was with my cousin one day. And, you know, we was just riding around the city and stuff like that, you know. And normally when I'm riding with him, you know, he's doing his thing. And this time he shows me some other stuff that I don't know what that is. It's like, yeah, I'm making real money. I said, what kind of real money you making? And he showed me some hard stuff, you know, which was like, you know, obviously at the time it was crack, you know? And I was like, what is that, you know? He's like, man, it's just crack cocaine. I was like, well, how does that work? You know, he's like, well, it's made from coke, you know, and then you can turn it into a harder substance and sell it for more. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I can sell this little portion right here and make $300. I was like, what? I was like, wow, you know? He's like, yeah. He's like, he never encouraged me. He's like, yeah, but I don't encourage you. I don't want you to get into none of this, man. You go to school, do your thing, whatever. I'm like, I know, but man, you making all this money, man. I want to do that too, So when I went home, got with a couple of my partners. One of my partners was like, yeah, I know this dope fiend. I know this guy who be smoking this crack, man. He got a trap spot. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, man. I'm gonna take you to it, man. We can start something. I'm like, all right, well, cool. So we rolled over to the guy. The guy's name is JW. I'm like, J-Dub, all right, cool. So we go, I meet JW. He's like, yeah, we got the spot, and he had a couple. He has like, maybe 5 to 10 people that come through and smoke with him. So he was like the spot that's like, the trap. And I was like, shh. At the time, that time was like, that's when the Franchise Boys was popping, Gucci just came out, Jeezy, the whole trap movement was big at that time, you know what I mean? And, me being at that time a rap artist, kind of living that life, I guess you say, with a little bit of weed I was selling, an ounce or two, whatever, but wanted to kind of expand my horizons, So when towards the end of that first semester, close to December, I was like, man, you know what, man, I'm tired of going through these Christmases, not being able to do nothing for nobody in my family. I ain't got no money. I got to get some money, man. So I hollered at J-Dub. He's like, yeah, I need some. So I went and hollered at my cousin. I was like, yo, I got $40. What can I get with that? He's like, I can give you 100. So all right. So I gave him the 40. He gave me the 100. I went back to J-Dub and I was like, yeah, I got this. He's like, how much you want for it? I said, 100. He gave me 100 right then. Boy, that changed my life. I was like, what?
That was easy.
I was like, what? So I went back to my cousin with the 100 and was like, what can I buy with this 100? He's like, well, I'll give you 300 worth. So I was like, okay. So I gave him the 100. He gave me 300 worth. So I went back to JW and I said, hey, man, I need 300. He gave me 300 for it. So I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Essentially, I pretty much just made $360 off of my $40. You know what I'm saying? In 2 moves. So I was like, what in the world? No way this money is that fast. So I took the $300, went back to my cousin and asked him, how much would he give me if I give him, how much would he give him if I give him this $300? Well, he gave me a half ounce, which is actually $400 at that time. You know what I mean? He gave me an extra $100 worth just because I moved those too fast, like that. And from that point, it just exploded into just a different type of thing, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the trap spot became my hub for moving ounces. So now, here we are a few weeks later, after making thousands in a week. A few weeks later, I'm the man. So I come from a college student, nobody, to the man in the street in a matter of like 3 weeks. Mm. So that happened around like Christmas time, 2005. Christmas time, 2005. Going into the new year, 2006. Going into my second semester of college, I decided to drop out. I was like, you know what? This college ain't working for me. Second semester, they want me to draw. And I ain't drawing shit. But a stick house and an M-bird can't do it. You know what I mean? So I dug deep in the street, started getting more deep into it. Started getting a lot of my friends involved. So, things started kind of getting larger, you know what I mean? And what I mean by that was like the amount that I was purchasing started getting, upwards to half a brick, quarter brick, half a brick. And, I just started kind of seeing myself as the go-to guy, the guy that would, help, whoever's trying to get money, help put them on, I prided myself on being the guy that was in the street that would help another brother get himself together, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because, I wasn't really one of those ones that was always about that beef and all that other stuff. I left that to the robbing dudes, All the robbers, killers, and shooters and all that were my friends. Because I was the guy that was making sure that everybody had money in their pocket. So, after doing that, I did that for a while, kind of graduated high school. When I started kind of doing that, my dad got a hip to that because, these, people will start coming by the house. And so I just had to leave. I had to, as soon as I turned 18, I was able to get my own apartment. I did that and was, moved out the house, didn't want to come back ever again. You know what I'm saying? Because I was ready to live my life. I was already making money. I was making more money than my dad ever did, so who's going to tell me what, So did that for a while, obviously in the streets, they go through certain things like droughts and stuff like that. Wasn't the best managing my money. And so, droughts affected me a lot more than what a normal person, or other people did.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it forced me to go back into the workforce. And you know what? I decided to make a commitment to not be in the game no more and, get a good job. But it was just tough for me because I had that low record from school, But I was able to get a good job with Comcast, did that, started working there. Everything was working out good for me. But, after working there for about a year and a half, going into another Christmas time, I just wanted to get more money, and the fiends just kept calling me. So it was just tough for me to leave the game because I was addicted to selling drugs. I wasn't addicted to drugs. I was addicted to selling them. You know what I mean? So even though I wanted to quit, I just couldn't. I would always dibble and dabble back into it because it would always be calling my name. You know what I mean? And just this one particular time, it called my name. I went back into it, and that's when I really got caught. You know what I'm saying? And I was charged with crack cocaine with intent to distribute, spent some time in jail, lost a lot of money and, had to transition into this next part of my life where I lost everything. You know what I mean?
Boy, this cup getting real light.
So, from there, I got caught, so I went to jail. Had to go through that process, lost everything. You know what I mean? And that throughout that time, losing my job, losing everything that I worked so hard for, just to try to get a little bit of extra dollars. It put me in the mindset of really thinking, what am I really doing in this life? We only got one of these to live. My best friend died in a car accident, which I didn't go over. But, what is out there for me? You know what I'm saying? Really. And I knew it wasn't this, you know what I'm saying? So, I wanted to do something different with my life. I said, you know what? Once I get through this, once I get past this, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to become a part of a good company. And I'm going to do what needs to be done so that I can, be successful in this lifetime. So I think my wake up call was, spending that time in jail, over something that could have been prevented. You know what I mean? So after I got out, after I put all that stuff behind me, I decided I wanted to get back in the workforce. But guess what? I couldn't get a job, bro.
Right.
Nobody wanted to hire me.
Right, because you wanted to tell the judge I'm guilty.
Not only that, but I got caught with crack cocaine with intent to distribute.
Right.
So now I got a real charge.
Right.
Felony. I'm applying here because I qualify. I got computer experience. No. I'm applying there. No. So now I'm stuck, losing everything I have, moving back into my dad's house. Here we are in 2010. I'm living at home. Not a pot to piss in, but what my dad provides. And the only job that I qualified for was through a temp service for $7.25 an hour. And that was minimum wage. And it was 45 minutes away from where we lived. So 30% of my paycheck went to my dad for gas. That's how I was living. And that was the time where I actually met my now wife. You know what I mean? I thank God for her because, we met right when everything came crashing down. You know what I'm saying?